Hello, my friends. Tracy Paplow here to chat with you a little bit today about building your business by building yourself. So, yeah, let's talk a little bit about one of my favorite topics ever, personal development. Now, that word may scare you a little bit, or it may be one that you're like, oh gosh, I'm super excited to hear what she has to say because personal development is huge to me. So let's talk a little bit about that, because here's the thing. I really do believe, and I've heard this from many others, that success is really hidden inside personal growth. And if that's true, that success is hidden inside personal growth, and we want to be successful with our businesses and just with our lives, then maybe we should take a look at this thing called personal development or personal growth, right? Now, just in general, there are, I think, lots and lots of reasons to just grow as a person, okay? They might include things like, if you grow, you will have more courage, which is good, more confidence, 3 C's, more conscious, like you're more conscious of things. Personal growth helps us increase our self-worth, our self-love, and my favorite, our self-awareness. And not only that, it'll help us improve things like our talents, our potential, and our ability to attract what we want, or just overall our attractiveness to other people. Okay. When you grow personally, when you dive into personal development and you start to really become this just awesomeness inside of you, you change. I want you to be aware. I'm going to warn you right now that if you go, I'm going to do this, I'm going to take it, I'm going to step it up a notch, I'm going to play with personal growth and personal development, be ready for change. You're going to be different, but in a good way. It's super cool. Yeah, and you might go, well, does it really work? Yeah, it really works. And is it really a big deal? You know, it is. And I could tell you, read the books. Read all the books. And then read them all over again. Because that's kind of what a lot of this is about. And I could give you the top 6 reasons and the top 10 and who's done this or that. But you know what? None of that, I don't think, is going to make you jump off this video, run over to your computer, pull up Amazon, pull up Audible, go down to the bookstore and just get a bunch of stuff, and then tomorrow morning lock yourself in the coat closet and just start reading and reading and diving and diving. It's not going to happen. I want to inspire you and give you some really good examples instead of just, hey, because really personal development is read the books, listen to the books, do it again, read them all, and do it again, and read them over. Because that's where it all comes from. Because at different points in time in your life, different points in time in your month, your week, your day, you need to hear or see something different. So I thought, instead of just saying that, because then this video would be over and it's about 2 minutes, I'll tell you a little story. How's that sound? A little story about me and how personal growth and personal development became what I am today is a way of my life. I wasn't raised this way. It wasn't something that I grew up with or learned in college or school. In fact, I despised reading. How many of you really don't like to read? My mom was a reader. You wouldn't find her without a book. Now, granted, they weren't really personal development stuff. Sometimes they were religious books and sometimes they were like crazy, sexy novels. But she always had a book in her purse, a book in the car. We had bookshelves in the basement. And I don't know, I just grew up, I didn't like to read. I wasn't that reading kind of kid. I was doing other things. So even through school, reading was hard for me. But then once I started, and this was about 12 years ago, I haven't seemed to stop. So here's my story. You want to hear a little bit? So about 12 years ago, I was introduced to somebody who started to really change my journey when it came to personal development and personal growth. So I attended a conference. It was actually related to this because it was Passion Party back when I was with them, again, 12 years ago. And I heard Jack Canfield speak. I actually heard him speak 2 years in a row. And so I bought his book. Here we go. The Success Principles. This is a big book, you guys. Like, look at this, right? So here's my first personal development book. It took me about a year to read it. Kid you not. So don't be afraid if you haven't started anywhere. It's okay. But this book started something for me. And there were two things that came out of this that were huge. One was to take full responsibility, me, for everything that was going on in my life. Whether it was my business, my family, myself, my relationship. And this is going to be very relationship oriented. Because I was in one at the time that, well, I'm not in it anymore. Let's put it that way. And it was my third marriage. And I kept trying to change this person I was with. And it wasn't working. Shocker. So full responsibility. And I started to realize, wow, if my life, my business, the things I want are going to grow or be different, maybe I have to be responsible. Now there's another thing in here. There was two. And it's just big for me. I'm sharing this. This is my story. This is real, okay? And this is like how a book can change your life, because it did. But it's just one of many. That second thing was that you become like the people you're around, right? And it was the 4 or 5 people that you mostly spend your time with, or that are around you in your world, your inner circle. You become like them. And I started to realize I wasn't changing this person. They were changing me. I was becoming like what I didn't want to be instead of the other way around. And it really was those two things that boosted me, that gave me the confidence, that brought me back that trust, that I could trust myself to move on and not, be alone if I was going to be, or whatever that meant, to get things figured out. And I did. It moved me. So it was huge. And when that happened, and at that time, I wasn't sure where to go next, and I found a couple more books. So you want to hear what the next ones were? So those moved me from one really crazy situation, toxic relationship, into, okay, here I am, what's next? So maybe I need to grow, right? And I did. So I got a couple of books that really related to me, Tracy, a woman, a relationship, How to Become Your Own Matchmaker. I know you've probably seen her. She's got her show. That's Patty Stanger. Pretty cool stuff, because it was really very real and very much about me and not another person. And holy cow, I love this book, Why Men Love Bitches. Yeah, I just said that. If you haven't read this book, it's awesome. Major confidence boost. Like, don't be a doormat to anybody, whatever that looks like. So man, this started to really lift me up. And I mean, you got to realize I'm already a pretty confident person, but like anybody, that can fall for anyone. So I'm moving forward. Things are going good, but I'm in a very chaotic life. I'm still very stressed. I'm working my business part-time, and then I'm working other jobs part-time. And it's just very stressful around me. And I'm taking it out on other people. So I found the 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements really was a catalyst to calm me. I really learned not to take things personally anymore. That's one of them. Absolutely learned to just always do my best. To never ever make assumptions, huge. And to be very impeccable with my words, to make sure I say what I mean and mean what I say. So the books are going to look like this. I've got the 5th Agreement right here, but Don Jose Ruiz and Don Miguel Ruiz are the authors there. You'll find those. The 4 Agreements is pretty phenomenal. I make my kids read it. It's huge. So I really created this calm. This brought me to this like totally different person. And when you're calm and you go out to do your business and we're attracting people, what a difference that makes. Versus you're running out the door, you're late, you're chaotic. Like, you know what your parties look like with that, right, guys? Yeah. So I'm going through This Is Good, and then there's another one. Now, this can be a tearjerker because it usually does it for me. But my son, who's 19 now, was entering middle school, and we were struggling. We were struggling a lot. And we were struggling with self-harm. We were struggling with bullying. We were struggling with identity. And I was just being me. And that was not the right person to be for him. So somebody mentioned a book for me, and I got it right away. It's called Masterminds and Wingmen. In fact, it had just been released back then, like just released. And it's by the same author, Rosalind Wiseman, who wrote Mean Girls. So kind of the male version. And it really showed how to relate, but I had to change. That book changed me. See, I told you I could do a show. I was the one that had to grow. I had to learn to be different from my son so I could understand and relate to him and bring him through those growing years. And believe me, it was a journey. But that's what that did to me. And if I had not done that, I could have quit my business. I could have just let life get in the way. But instead, that's what helped me continue. This is what makes it work. It takes all these things that happen to you. You grow from within, and all of a sudden you can handle a whole lot. It's amazing what personal growth will do for you. You don't know what you need at what point in time, so you have to be very open to it. So I bring through that, and then I'm pretty focused on my business. So I dive back into some business things. And the power of focus, I think I have it. Yep, I do. The power of focus and the feminine intention, okay? 2 books you may or may not really know. Now, the feminine intention is very much powerful about us, within us as women, what we can do. That's the feminine, or the feminine side, if you will. And the power of focus. This is where I shifted. I trusted enough to leave other part-time jobs and go full-blown with pure romance. And you know what? That was the year we became $1 million team. I'm a huge believer in focus, but I couldn't have done it without diving into the books that talked to me, that changed me as a person, that taught me how to stay focused, how to stay calm, how to work with the people around me, and how to just be more self-aware of who I was so I could give back more to others. And then another one I've got to mention, I'll wrap with this and tell you, T. Harv Eker, Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. Oh wait, I'm lying. I'm going to probably mention some more books. Oh, sorry. That helped me tremendously. It was that money mindset. I read that book and realized why I handled money the way I did, because of how I was raised. It was how I was brought up and what my blueprint was in my mind since I was 12 years old. And man, even to this day, I've had to work on that because it is just ingrained in me, because I like to spend money. I don't like to save it. And that was a huge message for me of where it was coming from. Yeah. And then, I don't know, a couple more. Let's talk about them. Last couple that, and I got books for you all day long. But they do change you. They change how you are with other people. And I'll wrap that with that. We all know Carol Tuttle, or a lot of us do. So not just for Dressing Your Truth. It's my nature. I like this one better. But again, for me to relate to other people. Because as I've learned who I'm talking to, how their nature is different, their energy is different, their persona is different than mine, I can shift into still being a good mentor, coach, leader, friend, consultant, whatever that is for that person. Because I've learned to do that. I can do that piece. And then, gotta have it, gotta love it. It's great. Get over your damn self. Yeah, that's a good one. That'll really help you just build your business like crazy. So wow, personal growth, whether it's a tip or a trick or a line, and my books are all written all over. I've marked, I read them over, I listen to them, I get Audible, I get the book, I do it all. They will change you. Success will come massively. It'll blow your mind. You just think about it, and all of a sudden, you just booked a party because you're in a good place. And parties like good places. They like to be with you, right? So here are some of the things you will gain no matter what. Even if you just do it a little bit. You'll become more self-aware, very self-aware. That's huge, and that affects everything. You will improve, like my book of focus, you'll improve your focus. You won't see squirrels and chase them all over the place, okay? You will be able to stay focused and stay in your lane in doing what you need to do. And when all this life happens, you'll be able to control your emotions. Your business will grow and build because you stay consistent with it. And when you can control how you react and respond to things, you can create the life you want. You can attract to it what you want. You will learn to live with intention. It automatically happens. You will suddenly become so intentional that it's very easy to say the word no, when before you never could have done it. You can say yes to the right things and no to the others. You'll learn patience, and you will become resilient. Things are like Teflon, they'll slide off of you. Like, that's a cool person to be, right, you guys? Absolutely. So, I don't know. Personal development, personal growth, it helps you become an influencer. You influence, you motivate, and you'll find that success because it's hidden within it. And don't you dare right now tell me you don't have time for any of this. Because if that's what you're thinking, and you've stayed here 10 minutes or however long it's been and watching me, that's how long it takes. So listen, get audibles, read your books on double time. I literally drive in the car all the time. I've got a party 2 hours away, 2.5. That's 4 or 5 hours of books. I ain't listening to music. Working out in the gym, it's the books. Reading on the treadmill, sitting by the pool, waiting to pick somebody up, getting early on a plane, in the airport. I am listening and reading while I'm doing my makeup and my hair. And you know, right there is a couple hours of time, right? Just kidding. You can make that 15 minutes. Because if I told you your next party, your next sale, your next team member, your next big opportunity was inside the middle of one of these books, you'd go running through all of them. It will change you. And when you change and you grow, so does everything else around you. It's just magical. I love it. All right, there you go. Personal growth. Success is hidden inside. So you know what? Build yourself, work on you, and your business will just flourish. It'll automatically grow. And it's kind of fun. And you get to sleep a little more at night too. Deal. Tracy Paplo, hope that was helpful. See you later.